isn't it great to see some of the success stories and what people get out of that? And you saw in there one of those success stories for MYOB Advanced, and we'll do a little visitations to that product to show you what's potentially in the future if you want to have a look at it. Now, speaking of MYOB and Exo and Advanced, it's always great to have our vendor MYOB, and this is the unique thing about having the company in Australasia with us, a company that started proudly in Australia 31 years ago. And I recorded earlier, Steve Victor gave us a presentation, and Steve is the Australasian sales manager for the MYOB enterprise products. He's always great to hear from. We're going to see what's going on in our product and potentially, hopefully, maybe your next product. And it's a great pleasure to bring in Steve Victor. It's all yours, Steve.
Hi, Grant. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Presenting from Auckland, I had the pleasure of being with the Auckland or the New Zealand User Group on Thursday. Today, coming from Auckland, and just want to take you through a few slides about MYOB. So let's get into it. So first up, just a couple of quick facts on MYOB, and we are the fastest growing ERP cloud player in the ANZ market. I want to stress the ANZ market. So we are focused on the ANZ market. So we're specialists in Australia and New Zealand for ERP, payroll, and workforce management. We're not what you would say as a generalist, being a global player. So very much focused just on this market, talk the language of the Kiwis and the Aussies. And we are a proud team of over 2,000 people. In fact, we're almost 2,500 people currently, predominantly based in Australia, but we do have about 500 or so people in New Zealand. We've just celebrated our 31st birthday, in fact. So we're 31 years old, and very much strong advocates for business, which some businesses have been with us for almost 30 years now in their own capacity, and delighted that a number of you would have been with us for about 20 years as Exo customers. And I myself, as Grant alluded to, before joining MYOB about 6 years ago, I was an MYOB Exo business customer 3 times over. So first off in about 2001, obviously when I was fresh out of university, straight into Exo business, and then had a couple of other stints of it through some other businesses that I worked in over that time. So it's been very good as a product, and I encourage you to continue to really push the limits of Exo business. And if and when the time comes that you are looking for a cloud native product, we have got Advanced, and I will talk to you about MYOB Advanced during the presentation. But there's no rush to do any changes. Just ensure you're up to date with the Exo business system, and the security and all those great things will be available to you. We are 4,000 or so, more than 4,000 business customers on MYOB ERP. So that's Exo Business, such as yourselves, thank you, but also our MYOB Advanced and our MYOB Green Tree products as well. So account for more than 4,000 businesses, 65,000 users on those systems every other day, $11 billion per annum transacted through our systems, and employees paid via our systems, 1.3 million. So that's about 1 in 3 Kiwis and about 1 in 5 Australians. So very excited to share those stats with you. In terms of MYOB Enterprise for Business, we call it for business with ambition. And we talk about and look at cloud business platforms, and we know, and the chances are you are using some cloud systems. In fact, your Exo business may well even be hosted by someone, even yourselves, so you can have remote access to it. But being industry-based, so we have specific systems and modules to suit your business, whether it be manufacturing, import, distribution, even construction, so for job costing and the like. So we have industry-based solutions. We provide you with the ability to use your information to your own advantage. So all that information that's gathering up from all your transactions, you can look at that through dashboards and source information and intelligence to allow you to plan ahead. Our local teams based in both Australia and New Zealand provide the support to Kilimanjaro where needed, whether it be product, whether it be support, and whether it be pre-sales. So very strong in those areas. And I think the most important part is that we're scalable and flexible. So as you grow, you can grow your systems, buy more licensing, invest in the systems, allow your business to, say, put the salespeople into the system, to use our CRM system in Exo Business, rather than be using something that's sitting out to the side and not necessarily connected and in real time. I'm sure we can all identify with poor systems. We've all had them. Some may still have poor systems, but these are 5 critical ways in which poor processes, systems, and information flows can limit your ability in your organisation to grow and expand. The number one being manual workflows. I'm sure we can identify with that. That inability to scale, where you've run out of space or you just don't have the capacity in the current system that you're using that may connect with Exo Business, but it just limits, you can only do so many transactions, or the fact that it's just not capable to have multi-users working in the system. That leads me to system inflexibility. Same sort of challenges can be presented there. This can result in poor information, and as we know, poor information really leads to poor decision making. And finally, that lack of critical functionality certainly plays a part in what's done and how things are done. And if that's not enough in terms of the 5 critical issues, the 6th one really is the fact that all those 5 critical issues result in the challenges of managing those, which becomes your 6th issue to deal with. So in terms of some product strategy pillars, we have a modern platform and technology, providing a platform that enables growth and quality. Best in class, we actually just picked up 2 awards in the past fortnight around MYOB Advanced Business. So that's where you can go and where you may wish to go once you've exhausted your Exo Business environment. And then there's industry solutions. So we're very proud of our construction and manufacturing, and also the warehouse and distribution focuses that we have, and providing a migration pathway. So if and when Exo Business has done its time with your business and you do want to venture into the cloud and into a cloud native environment, then MYOB Advanced Business is where you would migrate to. So let me just tell you a little bit about MYOB Advanced, and I'm sure you'll nod your head and recognise that a number of these features and the functionality already exists today, so that's great, but some items might trigger a thought of like, oh, can I do that in Exo Business or can't I? And that's a question that you can ask the team at Kilimanjaro. So managing financials and customers and those sort of things, yep, very common in Exo Business as well, but certainly available in Advanced Business as well. That 360-degree view of business to make insight-driven decisions. I know you guys can do that today because I did that in Exo Business myself. Accessing that critical information anywhere, anytime from any device. For the most part, that's available to you in your current format. And then there's automating those manual processes and improving that productivity. We all want to do that, and we want to do that in every system that we've got and that we use every day. The powerful features to support your business. So you'll quickly identify with those financial management features. There's also the customer management pieces, including CRM. Then there's inventory management for those that run stock, and project accounting is very popular. And then that leads to a platform and the mobile apps and how things operate there from anywhere. And we run our MYOB Advanced Business systems off Amazon Web Services or on Amazon Web Services in Melbourne and Sydney. So a unique approach in terms of why MYOB Advanced for some of you today, or some of you might relate to this in the past, is the fact that we had fragmented systems, or that you had fragmented systems, and now you have integrated business management platforms. So from the list down the left-hand side, from the this to the this, you get a lot of good outcomes with MYOB Advanced. Again, when the time is right, and you should certainly be having conversations and considering your steps for the future, because everyone needs to be planning ahead and thinking about what could be around the corner and how you could make those changes. With this connected cloud system from MYOB Advanced, it's scalable, it's exclusive in terms of automation and workflows, the integrated payroll. So we have advanced payroll. We also have advanced workforce management. Being a local vendor and having the local support with Kilimanjaro is very important. And there is a large partner network that works together to help one another out in communities and things like that. So anywhere, any time with advanced business and advanced payroll for that matter. Some dashboards that allow different staff to be able to have different, their own visibility, whether it's sales or whether it's stock or warehouse management. It's quite helpful. And then, that's to the extent of where you have the role-based dashboards for different people in the business. So ultimately becoming a connected business with MYOB Advanced, as you'll see MYOB Advanced through the center there, and then the various pillars that integrate with that from distribution management, CRM, inventory, payroll, all of those items that you can see on the screen. Very proud of our ISV partners that just extend MYOB Advanced that piece further, and some of you will identify with these ISVs because they also work with Exo Business, so you'll be familiar with them today in your own businesses. And then a number of clients, well, here's some examples of some clients across many industries that we operate in today. So I'm sure that you'll be able to identify with your industry against some of these customers here who use MYOB Advanced Business. And I'm just going to skip through a couple of slides. So there's examples of the distribution management. There's e-commerce. Again, you may well be using this in Exo Business. There's projects. There's manufacturing, trade services. So many different facets for different organizations. And just to wrap up there is why MYOB Cloud ERP is your next step. Consider this when the time is right, and certainly not a decision that you need to make today or make lightly, but when the time's right, this is where we would like to see our MYOB Exo Business customers land again when the time is right. So you can have your advanced ERP, your payroll, and your workforce management. There you go, guys. Thanks very much for this afternoon or this morning in Australia, in Sydney, this morning's presentation.
That's great. That's great, Steve. We thank Steve for that. That was excellent. As I said, always good to see MYOB come and join in as our main vendor of the product. Just something to just kick off the back of what Steve just said. He said MYOB Advanced Payroll as well. MYOB Advanced Payroll is a very good payroll, and it's something that if you want to keep using your Exo, you can actually also implement MYOB Advanced for your payroll only. There's a bit of integration that can be done, a bit of merge of the data, but also that can stand alone, so it doesn't have to have the whole MYOB Advanced ERP business solution with it initially. If later on you did go to Advanced life after Exo, then yes, obviously it becomes embedded in the native product. So that's just one thing to mention. Another thing to mention too is that if you liking your Exo but you want to be cloud and get off your own servers, of course there's options there, particularly Exo hosted, one to have a look at, and many in fact over 1,000 users today are using that online, so it gives the whole cloud sort of ability on Exo. Now